Alrighty. Hey everyone, this is JV here from JVIT, and this is so exciting. This is my first live stream. I just wanted to take the opportunity. I know no one's on yet, it's just within the first few seconds, but I wanted to take this opportunity and just, kind of put myself out there for people to get to know me, ask some questions a little bit. A lot of people have joined JVIT lately who I actually haven't met before, which is a great problem to have. Hey there, I see we got someone in the feed, which is awesome. So hello. Yeah, but you guys, so this session just exists as we've had a lot of new members to JVIT lately, which is awesome. And we've actually never met before. People that have just maybe found the Facebook group online or the YouTube channel has kind of come into their feed and they've joined the community. So this is just an open session. Feel free to put anything in the chat if you have some questions, anything you wanted to talk about, whether technology or just what JVIT is all about. And yeah, that's what this is here for. Also, if you could let me know if you can hear me okay, because I know I can hear me, but it's important that you can. Hey, we got two. How's it going, everybody? So yeah, just to recap, again, the session is to just, awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, this is just so you guys can feel free to ask questions, get to know me a little bit. If you already know each other, that's awesome. And I'm glad you're here too. It's good to have both old and new friends in. So yeah, whatever you've got, that's what I'm here for. And if I don't see any questions or anything come up in the feed for a little bit, I'll just start sharing some things about JVIT that are kind of in the hopper that maybe I haven't gotten into so much yet. But yeah, right ahead. I'm going to sip on coffee because I believe that's God's favorite drink. So, delicious. Alrighty, cool. So you guys, I'm not seeing any questions in the feed yet. We've got just a couple people here so far. So I guess I'll just kind of start talking about some things that JVIT is about, some future projects and ideas, things that are kind of being built up on, and put a little extra TLC into. So basically, JVIT exists out of a dream of mine, and this happened because when I was in college, I was blessed with the opportunity not just to go for a 4-year degree, my undergrad in IT, but also to work at a student-employed help desk, which was awesome. So within the technology world, having both the education and experience, and I'm sure this is other fields too, but that's invaluable because every place says, okay, this is great that you got your degree, but what's your experience? What have you done? What do you actually know how to do? And so not many people can actually have that shot to get both at the same time, and I did. So I'm super grateful for it. And the Word of God always talks about us, being generous with what we've been given. So I don't want to just keep this to myself. I want to show other people how to take care of their technology before something becomes a problem, and eventually to have my own, shop, a physical location where people can come to, where other youngsters or even people who, like high school graduates, college students, or even people outside of that range who maybe just want to get into the IT field, they want to get that experience. That's what JVIT is going to be there for. And so that's like, the big long-term, well, hopefully not so long-term goal. That would be really cool. And these videos are just set up as a way to kind of spread the news in between, the news of that dream, that goal, and also to proactively work on helping you guys out. Because I always tell people, you're IT guy, that person, you're supposed to have a good relationship. But if we're seeing each other a lot about, technology issues, it means that there's some sort of problem, something that's, affecting you negatively. And so, well, I always love to meet up and help. And believe me, I mean, that's part of the business. So it keeps it going. If I could help you guys before something becomes a problem, that's what this is all about. So yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, that's the goal of JVIT, the purpose of these videos. And I just hope you guys are enjoying along the way. Let me just take care of this real quick. All right, there we go. Yeah, so that's one of the long-term, and again, hopefully not so long-term goals of JVIT. But a question for you, for the couple people watching. I got you here. For those of you that don't know, and I know Andrew typed, but I'm not certain who the other person is. You could actually type any questions you have, comments, thoughts in the section on my screen. It's to the right, it might be below for you, that says "Say something," and so that way you could just kind of give some feedback if you'd like, or ask any questions. Um, but yeah, so feel free to do that. That would be awesome. And yeah, that's what's up. All right, cool. So one of the next big things about JVIT is this project called Take Back the Internet. And what that's supposed to be about, it's a project, an idea, and kind of a game plan for people. And the idea is about just keeping yourself, clean and pure in an online environment. So going ahead, we talk about things like accountability software, things that monitor your internet activity. So that way it goes to a person that you love and trust. That way you prevent yourself from going to areas online that you shouldn't be going to, which is huge. And it's really incredible how that works, because just knowing, a lot of times, I mean, first of all, you want to do what is right, but your body's fighting you and stuff like that. The Bible has plenty to say on that, about you being a new person, but your flesh always being at war with you. And so it's really amazing how just having that simple utility in place, knowing that somebody that you love and care about is watching your internet activity, is looking out for you to say, hey, that's a path you really shouldn't be going down, or to ask you questions, that they love and care about you enough to be that person in your life. It makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's that Take Back the Internet is about. It's about that strategy to maintain your freedom in that area. And so there's a lot more to it than that, but that's that's the gist of it. So yeah, that's Take Back the Internet. I'm kind of wondering who that second person is. This is cool. Do you guys like my plant, by the way? New plant. My mom gave that to me. She did. So I told her I wanted a plant. I kept seeing it in all these YouTube videos. I always have like this tiny little green plant, and so I figured that's kind of a thing. And so I got it, and it's kind of cool. I gotta say, we can't have any pets in our apartment building, so it's almost like I have my own little pet, something to take care of. Hey, what's up, everybody? Just had another person join. So, yeah, to go ahead, and for those that have already been here, please forgive me for kind of recapping. But yeah, this session, it was just kind of a Q&A. It's open, so any questions you might have for me, related to JVIT, what it's all about, what I'm about, the YouTube channel, technology, if you're having some sort of technical issue, how to get back to work. Andrew, you're the man. Thank you so much. Enjoy work. I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. God bless you too, man. Thank you. But yeah, no. So JVIT exists to serve people through the means of technology, and so it's kind of neat how through almost 7 years of IT experience, I realized that 99% of IT work is taking care of a person, and 1% is actually working with the piece of technology. So that's the goal of JVIT, is to take care of people, to serve them through the means of technology. So kind of through taking care of their devices, their problems that they're having. And it's just kind of a practical approach to tell someone, hey, everything's going to be all right. This is something that can be handled. Now, the purpose of the videos is to kind of proactively help you come up with these solutions before they become a problem. And so that's the whole deal. It's kind of like within the support world that, it's good to have a good relationship together. But if we're talking a lot, that typically means that something is kind of wrong on the technology side. And so I want to be able to help out before something becomes a problem. So that's what these videos are for. And now a long-term goal of JVIT, and hopefully not super long, that would be awesome, is to one day have a physical location where I can employ people. People ideally, fresh out of high school, college, or even people of various ages. Yeah, definitely, Nathan. Hey, thanks for commenting, man. So yeah, no, so JVIT again. I'm not sure at what point you came in, but it does exist to serve people through the means of technology. So in the videos, it's in a way of providing these proactive solutions where if you've noticed something wrong with your computer, your phone, or something you wanted to do on it, or you really just wanted to maximize what it could do for you, that's what these videos are all about. They're about helping you with a technological solution before something becomes a problem. Now, I also do provide personal IT support for people in the area. I'm in Westchester County, New York. So the Westchester, New York City area is all in the area, Connecticut as well. And yeah, if you guys need a hand, I have, fair hourly rates, and I come visit, take care of you, meet up with you somewhere. And yeah, so that's what JVIT is about in a nutshell. There are two longer term goals. One of them is to have a physical space where I could employ people. Because basically when I was in college, I had the opportunity to not only get a 4-year degree, but also to get real world experience within the IT field, which is awesome and just unheard of. Typically, you don't get that yet. That's what most jobs require, that you have out of the gate. So I was super blessed, and I can't keep that to myself. My dream is to really provide that same opportunity to others to get that IT experience, whether they're in the field, whether they've done something completely different in the past. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter your experience. I believe that within the IT world, that as long as you're willing to learn and apply yourself, that's going to take you very far. As long as you have the mindset of serving and taking care of people. Is it like giving an instant solution to problems? All right, cool. Hey, thanks for asking that question, Nathan. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. There are certain times. I always tell people with technology that it's great until it's not. So there are times where your computer's working perfectly fine, your phone is, whatever piece of technology you have, and all of a sudden it goes down, and it's more of a process to get it back up. Sometimes there are things that have to be done in step. So a lot of times with technology, it tends to work immediately. You click something, it goes, that's awesome. But when it doesn't work, sometimes it takes some more time to correct the issue or to correct it fully or properly. So that way it doesn't happen again, or hopefully doesn't happen again for a very long time. So yeah, I'm definitely here to help give instant solutions if possible. In some cases it is. It's just a matter of, kind of knowing where to go, being familiar with that. And at other times it takes more of a step-by-step approach, which may take a little bit of time. But yeah, so ideally there are instant solutions, but some things can be more long-term. So hope that answers your question. And feel free to let me know too, like, man, I got no idea what you're talking about, or or if it did help, then I'd be glad to know that too. So also, Nathan, where are you from? I don't know if we've met before. Alrighty. So yeah, well, we're waiting on a response there. Just the next part of JVIT is, again, to have that physical shop, give others that opportunity, because yeah, I was super blessed to have it, and I want to be able to provide that same opportunity to others someday to really grow in the IT field. And the cool thing about it too is it's not supposed to be a selfish deal. So once that place exists, if you're with me for a time and you have your own dream that you want to follow, then that's great. And hopefully JVIT was a great platform for you to launch and get started. And if you want to stick with me, then yeah, that would be cool too. I'd love to have you. So yeah, that's what it's about. Hey, what's going on? Let's see if we got, oh, we had someone else. Or maybe we did. Maybe it evened out. But howdy y'all. Again, this is JV here from JVIT, and today's just a Q&A time. Since many internet tutorials already exist on how to solve problems, how would JVIT be different from that? That's a great question. And you're right, Nathan. Plenty of internet videos do already exist. So where JVIT is a little different is, again, YouTube is just a means of kind of getting the name out there. So yeah, while there might be several, I find that a lot of times within the IT world, it's not so much the technology side that's the problem, but it's the communication element, the ability to take something that may be a little more advanced for some and to put it in a way that's easy to understand. And so that's something that I've very intentionally worked on over the years. So will I say I'm the best? No. But will I say that I do put a lot of care and intentionality into how I communicate these things to people? Absolutely. So that's what this is all about. Taking these things that, might be problems for people and coming up with these solutions that just make sense. And so, yeah, I'm aware that other people have that too. And I think it's great. I always think it's great to hear a different idea. I might say something one way and it might not click with you, and someone else may say it another way that does, or it could be the other way around. So yeah, I don't think adding more to the pool hurts. Plus, at the same time, it's an opportunity, because with wanting to employ people someday and have that opportunity to give them a shot to learn this stuff firsthand, um, it's a good way to kind of get your name out there and have people know that, hey, this guy actually knows what he's doing. So it's a kind of a way to prove your chops at the same time, so to speak, to kind of build that initial trust, that relationship. So yeah, that's yeah, I think that's the differentiator, if you will. That's a great question, though. I appreciate you asking. Now, one other thing too, and Nathan, I don't know if you were in the chat, and I believe someone else had come on briefly, is that another project of JVIT is this thing called Take Back the Internet. And so that idea is going to cover things like accountability software and solutions, and just ideas on how to go ahead and maintain freedom to stay away from things that, um, you know, most say you shouldn't be looking at on the internet. Mainly, things like pornography, to go ahead and put these blocks in place. So that way, if it's something that's a problem for you, which, I mean, it is a problem. So it's basically a way of saying, okay, look, I'm not going to look at this, or saying that, hey, this is a struggle I have, this is a problem, and this is a means of keeping myself away from it, which is awesome. It's been super helpful in my life, where you go ahead, you set it up, you have your accountability partners, and they get a report of everything that you do on the internet. And that's a big deterrent from wanting to go ahead and look at things that you shouldn't be looking at. It's super helpful. And in terms of relationship, it also shows you just how much the people in your life who are willing to do that for you care about you, which is just amazing. I have never been shown so much love, kindness, and judgment free care in my life as I did when I started to be open and honest about this and come clean. So yeah, that's what Take Back the Internet's about. I'm going to create a video, like a pre-recorded, properly edited one, and kind of get more into detail on that. But yeah, so that's another thing that will stand out, if you will, that it's not just technology how-tos, but also how to take technology and apply it to important areas of your life. So I understand you like to spend your bits. Okay. I think your comments coming in two parts here, Nathan. I'm not sure if it got cut off at one point. I understand you'd like to. Nathan Montero says, I understand that you'd like to expand your business and hire people, but would you consider giving JVIT solutions to maybe a website or just YouTube tutorials? And so, and yeah, I just cut off. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just want to wait for you to finish typing out your thought, Nathan, before I answer. So go right ahead, my friend. All right, cool. So for those of you who are in here, just to let you know right now, we're kind of holding. I've got a friend of ours, Nathan, who's typing up a question, but the YouTube chat only allows for up to 200 characters, and there's kind of a part two and extended section. So we're just waiting on that to come in. That way I can answer his questions fully. All right, cool. Well, hey, you know what, Nathan? I understand you're probably still typing that up, so I think I'll answer your first part. Oh, there you go. And considering the times, don't you think that people would prefer doing stuff online? You know what's funny? I actually think I'll start with the second part of that question first because that's probably the most interesting part of this whole deal. Is that one? Yeah, online is just easier for most people, but you'd be amazed at how many people are just uncomfortable with the idea of approaching technology themselves, even if it's something, even if you assure them, you're like, look, just doing this, you can't break it, whatever it is. Some people are very uncomfortable with doing it. And that's regardless of age. Some people, whether old or younger. One time back in my hometown, I actually met a young man. He probably was anywhere from 2 to 4 years older than me, and I'm 26. So a lot of us grew up kind of in the age where computers technology was a thing that's a daily part of our lives. And he didn't know some really what you'd consider simple computer principles and how to use those. And so the whole idea behind an actual physical location, I mean, is definitely to provide that opportunity for others. I want to be able to do that, but at the same time, it's to provide a solution for people who wouldn't feel comfortable doing this on their own. So yeah, the YouTube videos, they're always going to keep coming. That's something that's intentional because there are plenty of people who do want to handle it on their own. It's kind of like owning a house or a car and being able to fix it. You'd 100% rather be able to do it yourself if you have the time rather than having to go to someone and pay them for it, which is, again, the purpose of this YouTube channel. I do have a website prefer to read, then they can do it that way. So in terms of having a physical location, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. And in terms of people prefer to do stuff online, and for the most part, that's true. Then there are some people who just, again, are intimidated by it, don't even want to touch it themselves. And then there are others who they really want more of that personal connection. They think, okay, hey, this is great. I know this guy through online video, but I've never actually met him before. And sometimes just knowing that someone's there, again, kind of the idea that you're serving people through the means of technology. So you have the online platform, of course, that's not going away. But then you also have the ability for them to come meet with you to say, hey, do you want to grab a cup of coffee? It really does help establish that relationship, that trust. And so, yeah, that would be one of the purposes of that. And I hope that answers your question. But if you have any more, or if you wanted more detail on that, then feel free to ask below. By the way, Nathan, I'm not sure if you caught it before, but I'm just wondering where you're from, man. I mean, if we have met before, I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't recognize your name off the top of my head. But either way, it's nice to meet you, man. Let's see. At what time would you consider opening a small workspace? Okay. You know what? That's also a great question. So as of right now, that's something that um, isn't so much a reality. I actually have a meeting with another YouTuber. Her name is Latasha James. We're going to be speaking for a half hour, and the conversation is basically about how to take this thing to the next level. What an appropriate, next step would be. Whether that's you know getting a place, because especially I'm not sure if you live in New York, but in New York there are a lot of rules and regulations. It's not just like, okay, you lease a space, throw up a sign, and you're good to go, but there are a lot of different, business items that you have to check off first. Um, so let's see. Yeah, a lot of different business items and requirements, things legally you have to check off first. So I want to make sure to have all my ducks in a row before doing that. So that's going to be kind of what that conversation is about. It's going to happen on Wednesday afternoon on my lunch break. Right now, while I do this JVIT, and my goal is to get this full time one day, I do work full time. And so it's a little hard to strike that balance or to decide, hey, when can I make this jump, or what would be the right way to do it, because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and it's exciting. So as of right now, that is a long-term goal, and who knows, after having this conversation we may find out that it's not so long-term, which would be incredible. Maybe there is a much simpler way to do this than I think. And so I'm excited to have that conversation with someone who's done T field, but more in the social media marketing kind of area. But she's full time on her own. She's doing very well for herself, and I'm just excited to kind of glean from that wisdom. I believe it's important to realize that you don't hold all the solutions yourself, but sometimes you got to go outside of yourself to people who have done it before. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in the conversation with her. So if you haven't checked out her channel before, Latasha James, she's incredible at what she does, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to maybe talking with her and seeing what that next step would be. Now, I have a question for you, Nathan. If I do start up, or not if, but when I do start up that small workspace, would you be someone who'd be interested in either checking it out or possibly working there? I'm not even sure what your situation is, what your, what kind of field you're into, but if it's something you'd be interested in, would you want to be a part of JVIT someday? I didn't think I'd flip it around, ask you a question, but oh, you're a teenager. Okay, I got you, pal. I gotcha. Yeah. Now for this, because I know teenagers can be employed in New York, all depending on how old you are, of course. Uh, but at the same time, I know teens versus adults. That's a whole different thing. So my goal again is to provide that opportunity for all people, for younger, older. Seems like an interesting idea, though. Well, hey, I appreciate that, pal, very much. So yeah, first of all, lots of great questions today. I'm really glad you asked. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them down after the session is over, and I'm going to have these as things that are kind of, preset. So that way, hopefully, I could, just provide these answers to someone else. Kind of that idea of, again, proactively bringing this to people. So I appreciate your encouragement and saying it's an interesting idea. Even if someday you just come by with your folks, whoever you live with, check it out, and then maybe if you like it, who knows, someday either setting up an internship or the opportunity to be employed there would be really cool. So either way, whatever path you go down, however they cross, I really appreciate you just interacting today and asking a lot of great questions. It's been nice to have you, man. So, all right, cool. Well, you know what, Nathan? Oh, hey, we just had someone else hop on. Howdy there. Everybody, this is JV here from JVIT. If you take a look in the chat, I'd encourage you to go there. We have a new friend, Nathan, who's asked a lot of really great questions today just about JVIT and what it's about. And that's what today's session was designed to be, just a Q&A, getting to know me, what JVIT is, what it's about, kind of some of its goals. So in a minute, I'll kind of recap as we just had someone else join in. But for right now, I would definitely encourage you to check out some of Nathan's questions. They've been, worded really thoughtfully. And so, yeah, they're just some things we've been discussing for a while now. All right, cool. Well, hey, Nathan, forgive me because I'm about to recap some things. I'll definitely be back some other time. Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. And hey, man, if you haven't already, if you could subscribe and hit the bell icon on the channel, that way you get up to date on anything else that comes in. I'm also going to post a link to the Facebook community group. So that way, any updates that are coming up, any news that I have, you'll be notified right away. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you tuning in again. Lots of great questions. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recap for the other person that just joined. So thanks again. God bless you, man. Take care. But hey there, newcomer, if you could type in the chat so that way I know who you are, I could address you by name. That would be awesome. But yeah, this session is just a Q&A right now for JVIT. Just kind of going over what it stands for. And so JVIT exists to serve people through the means of technology. Now, right now, that exists in the forms of this YouTube channel and creating these in creating these technology how-to and kind of technology philosophy or lifestyle videos. So it's not just about using a computer, using a phone, using a tablet, but it's about the ideas behind it and using them in ways that actually enhance your life or make it better, basically using that technology to serve you. And so that's kind of what JVIT's deal is. So that's what the videos are for. Someday, long term, and hopefully not so long term, but the goal of JVIT is to have a physical location where I could employ others. And the goal isn't just to employ others for the sake of having a job. Of course, that's important. We've all got responsibilities to take care of, and there's a lot to be said for good, honest, hard work. But it's to provide others with the same opportunity I had. Basically, for those of you that don't know, in college, I was provided with the opportunity not just to get a 4-year degree, but also to get close to 3 years of experience in the IT field. And in the technology world, that's huge because every job you apply for, even just starter jobs, forget, more advanced positions, says, at least minimum bachelor's degree required, which is a 4-year degree, and 3 to 5 years of experience in most cases. And everybody's frustrated. Like, how in the world am I supposed to get, all that experience while I'm getting my education? Or do you want me to get one versus the other? And some people, I did admittedly, forgive me, would really stress themselves out over this. And so it was just, God opened the door, and I was blessed that I didn't have to stress it because I got the degree and I was able to work at a student employed help desk at the college for the majority of my time at school. And so God used that to help get me my first job, which was awesome. And subsequent jobs after that, my experience, what I had on my resume definitely went and has taken me